Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in Drushkála, the outskirts of Drushkála, as we continue our investigation of the Song of Waves and Wind and see what we need to do in here to prevent this fleet from achieving its goal. There was an elf arrow on this air corpse. We need to investigate that one. We are also looking for corpses to see what we can discover about the recruiting here. Slain Orc of Drushkála. Okay. There's a chest. What else can we find in here, I wonder? We'll see. The third mate of the Utug-bûr was attacked from the tall grasses. An elite troll. Huh. Not sure if I wanna provoke that guy. Oh my god. Well, not that hard, not that bad. But still gotta be careful. Return to the entrance of Drushkála and look for your potential ally. That's it, but... wait a moment. This low-ranking deckhand of the Utug-bûr was laid out in the open. No native. Utug-bûr. Oh my god, these Orcish names are also a handful. Oh, you as well. Oh, for God's sake, why do I keep messing this up? Yep. Rahâzi stands alongside a familiar figure, that's what I thought.
Look what I found! An unexpected friend!
Corudan tells me that his sister Sigileth and Cúridwan, the Golden Maiden, are elsewhere in Suk-Nidar. The three of them follow troubling signs to this place, but now that they have laid eyes upon the Song of Waves and Wind, they intend to counter it, if such a thing is possible. Together we will do this.
I did not expect to see you here, my friend, but it is a welcome surprise.
We must each share the paths we have trod to arrive in this place. But quickly, for the days are dangerous and time is short. I believe the Kindred of the Coins has allied with the Orcs of Mordor and the Empire of Ordak to construct this fleet of warships. Using this fleet, the Song of Waves and Wind, its masters might threaten all of Middle-earth.
My sister and I departed Sul-Madash after you left with Incan and Blofeld, making once again for Utug-bûr.
Okay, no, so we cannot accept this quest just yet, as you saw in there. That's gonna take us somewhere else. So we gotta wait before we do that, because we still need to find some extra bodies. And there's a weapons racking here. A small parchment is stuck to the empty weapon rack with a knife. You seek to join the crew of the Grishelbosch, then bring as many weapons as you can carry from Drushkála. Make yourself more valuable to Zaumos and he will reward you. Alright. The killer of the second mate of the Grishelbosch escaped into the water following the deed. How are we figuring all this out, I wonder? I don't know. Slain orc. Okay. This is the last of the slain orcs. But now we also need to find weapons. So we cannot leave just yet. The chief mate of the Grishelbosch suffered numerous wounds. His attackers were many. It would appear that at least 4 new orcs have joined the crew of the Grishelbosch, and these are perhaps more bloodthirsty than the sailors they replaced. You quietly give thanks that your own crew of the Wayhunter was not selected in this orc fashion. You also wonder how Zaumos the Blackwind can retain his own position as captain in such an environment. I can imagine. He's not someone you really like to mess up with. Doesn't seem to be that kind of guy. Like the first, this rack is empty. Many weapons have gone to the ship Grishelbosch. Or Grishelbosch, I guess. Ah, there is another one in here. It was not that far. Alright. An ally of Zaumos the Blackwind charges towards you. Those weapons belong to Zaumos. After the battle, you realize someone has quietly removed the weapons from the rack. Many of the weapons in Drushkála have been brought to the ship Grishelbosch, strengthening the fighting power of Zaumos and his crew. It is more important than ever that you find some means of hindering the sunk of waves and wind, preventing ships such as Grishelbosch from leaving Sugnidar. Or Sugnidar, I think it was pronounced. Well, at least there is not... Oh my god. An Orc Slayer did in here. Can you imagine that? Oh, come on. Come on, come on. There we go. Where was Corudan again? You really took your sweet time.
My sister and I departed Sul-Madash after you left with Incarnouche and Glorfindel, making once again for Utug-bûr.
Interesting. Sigileth believed we could put the spirit of Silirtas to rest, but alas we found no sign of her. What we found instead set our course. Waggon-tracks, Beriathan. Waggon-tracks sunk deep into the rocky ground from the weight of the goods they carried. The tracks traveled from west to east, and when I convinced my sister that we must learn from where they came, my deepest fears were realized. The guards at Ashâgir were slain, and the stockpile of Narghâk contained within was gone. Oh. If you only knew of the dangerous substance held within Ashâgir, and only one might command such wagons to transport it away. They were wagons of Temamir design, Beriathan. Nakási Wave Reaper has taken command of this fleet, and Khôltekh has supplied it with Narghâk, the Hungry Fire. We may not yet know their full purpose, but I can make some guesses. That is the bad news. There are good tidings as well. Sigileth and I encountered Cúridwan as we followed the road towards Sognízar, and with her aid we were able to slip past the border guards. Let us walk to the other side of the river and we will speak more about what we have learned. I knew it! I knew you couldn't trust Khôltekh at all. That double-crossing dwarf is... next time I find him.
And so the three of us came to the Fearwater.
Where we have worked to sow dissent among the groups that labor to finish the fleet. As a result, each group is now alert to anything suspicious. I am afraid you will not be able to walk among them without combat any longer, Beriathan. I have seen Balakhâd, the son of Balakhâd, from afar. He seems to command the corsairs of this place. I know not where Nakási may be found, but my sister believes she might have established a command post on the island to the southeast. If Khôltekh is with her, he has remained out of sight. It is also possible he remains in Umbar and arranged for the delivery of the Narghâk only through his agents. We have arrived outside the haven of Bakridar, which seems to be an encampment of corsairs loyal to the heirs of Castamir, who have now sworn to follow Balakhâd. Let us search the camp and see how well supplied the corsairs are, and if they are ready to sail, then we will... Then we will meet up on the other side of the heir-sworn camp. Alrighty. It seems there is a quest for us with this guy? No? Why does he have a ring then? Standing by the entrance to the haven of Bakridar, you consider what can be done to oppose the threat of those who dwell here. You should explore the Corsair encampment and stay alert for anything you can learn of their plans. Okay. This crate contains rot portions of ship's biscuit. There's another one here. Okay, this is gonna be it. I hope you're ready. This crate contains several folded maps showing navigable rivers. The heirs and corsairs at the haven of Bakridar are eager for a fight. You should give it to them. Ah. No, this was the quest. So you see there was a reason for those rings atop their heads. I knew it. This crate is packed with stoppered glass jars, currently empty. Okay, we need to meet at the other side of the camp, but we also need to explore their tents. Like here. Corsairs here mumble that Balakhâd is wrong to trust Nakási. Alright, there we go at long last. Level 160. Nothing else, of course. But we got it. Now, we are almost at the end of the expansion. We have only a couple things left to do, but only just have we reached level 160, and that is after heavy use of enhanced supplies and experience stones. If I had not used any of those, what level will I be now? Maybe, I don't know, level 158? Early 159? There is no way of knowing. But I guess I was right to worry about there not being enough XP to reach 160 naturally. I mean, there are still plenty of quest lines, so maybe there was a chance. I will find out when I take my next character through the expansion, because without the need of recording everything and the fear of missing something for not being high enough, I'm gonna see how is the leveling curve. The actual leveling curve in this expansion. Corsairs nearby praise the mighty ship Fazanek, the last heir. You have faced a number of Airzone Corsairs at the Haven of Baklidar, but many still remain to crew the ships of the Song. You will need to find some other means of preventing the fleet from sailing out of Suknidar. I don't have enough room to do that? I guess then that means I need to open some traceries, Defiant Challenge, Javelins. Oh my god, that sucks. Alright, now I just need to explore the last group of tents. And see where I can find. I can barely see anything. This doesn't seem to be the right path, but we're getting somewhere. What do we have here? Nearby Airsworn complain that they must sail alongside the Orcs. Okay. Cassia logs, red clay, yeah. Let's take it all. I just don't need this gemstone, but okay. It is clear to you that the alliance of your foes assembled in Suknidar is not without its weaknesses. The Airsworn and the Orc dislike working so closely with each other, and trust between each group is lacking. If you can make use of these rifts, you might benefit from it. Alright, now we just need to meet up with our friends. There they are.
What have you learned of the Airsworn Corsairs?
Are they prepared to sail? You tell Rahâzi that the Corsairs spend their time in idleness, but that supply crates within the Haven of Baklidar have much of what they would need to set sail on the ships of the Song. They will go nowhere until their leaders tell them to depart. If we put an end to Nakási and to Balakhâd, they will be content to remain here. Has not the fleet lingered here unused for many years?
My study of this camp has revealed to me some things of interest.
The Corsairs support Balakhâd. They believe he has picked up the mantle set down by his father Balakor, and they think he will lead them to victory over Gondor and over Ordak alike. They are uncertain of Nakási's loyalty, and they hate the Orcs. They believe she is the one forcing them to work alongside the creatures, and they resent her for it. Many hope Balakhâd will break ties with her and seize control of the Song for himself. I agree with Rahâzi. If we can kill or capture these leaders, we will have struck a major blow against those who might wield the Song of Waves and wind against us.
But we should not get ahead of ourselves. First, we must rejoin my sister and Cúridwan.
Sigileth intended to make camp on the island that lies to the southeast of here. Atop that rocky place stands the ruin of Khôltekh, and my sister suggested making camp somewhere in its shadow. Cúridwan says the fort once atop a hill that was a meeting place for travelers, but that was before the floods claimed the valley. Okay. A single bridge stretches to the island, and it will be a long journey to the southeast along the shore to reach it. Find my sister beneath Khôltekh, but take special care as you pass through Starkhaven. That place is surely crawling with Airsworn and Ordakai alike. Oh boy, yeah, we need to. We need to make our way carefully. And I wonder, what else will we find here? Banner near the light? Oh. Standing outside the entrance to Starkhaven, your eye is drawn by the great lighthouse across the bridge to the east. Climbing the steps in front of the light could lead to a good vantage point from which you could observe the mighty fleet and the shipyard at which it was constructed. Alright. So we gotta be careful, but we still need to explore all this. I like that. Now that I have hit level 160, maybe I should start worrying about my gear. I maybe can see if I can get into some instances and see how far crafted and ember gear can get me. The southeastern side of the lighthouse will give you a better view of the shipyard. The rain doesn't help, but there's definitely a shipyard over there. Your study of the ship is interrupted by the feeling that you are being watched. The man has a furtive air as he looks at you up and down. This is not your place, stranger. I have lived here for all the years of my life, as did my father before me. I am in Geru. Mine is a family of shipbuilders. We have known nothing else. But you have climbed to this height with rain in your eye. You wish to see the sub destroyed. No, do not deny it. I said I was a shipbuilder, and that is true. But I am not a soldier. Sorry. For decades, we worked here in Starkhaven, and every new ship that was added to the fleet seemed a trophy to my family. I did not believe they would ever sail, but now a man of Umbar has come to Sugnidar, and he commands hundreds of coursers. The woman Nakási orders that new weapons be mounted upon the ships, weapons that breathe terrible blue fire. The Orcs have always been here, but they used to keep to themselves across the lake. Now we are expected to work alongside them? My wife Isamo and I decided to leave Starkhaven, but I am being watched. I will be pressed into service upon one of the war galleys once I descend from this light. Will you meet with my wife and tell her I cannot join her? She must carry out our plan without me. I have eyes only for Isamo. My heart goes with her, even as we must part. See you the chimneys to the east and south of here? That is where we intended to meet. Go now and guide my wife from this place, I beg of you. I will decide how to descend from this light, swiftly on my own terms, or slowly, pressed into service aboard the weapons I helped create. Either way, I want to know my Isamo was given a chance to escape. Thank you, my friend. Boy, this is bleak. Hold there, Geru, and I might be able to help you. But don't do something stupid. There is another banner, it seems. Alright, banner at the shipyard. Standing by a banner on the northwestern side of Starkhaven, you reflect upon the construction of such a fleet as the song. It must have required a tremendous effort from thousands of workers for many years, and such work is revealed by the sprawling vastness of the shipyard. You decide to explore Starkhaven and see what you can learn of the construction effort. Alright. The frame of a ship waits to be finished on the northwestern side of the shipyard. Alright, yeah, I can see it. Okay. If there was no need for secrecy, I might as well have kept my Gondorian armor, but I still don't regret it. We'll see. Was this another one? No. Like a forge. Buddy. What am I supposed to find in here? What am I supposed to look at? I was already here. Ah, the wagons? Ah no, Isamu. A woman in the alley between the buildings watches you carefully. The woman watches you silently, but when you give her Gengeru's message, she cries out. We must return and save him from the soldiers. He will not try to fight them, but you can. You shake your head and tell Isamu that it was her husband's only wish that she escape Starkhaven, and that she is to carry out the plan they devised. There will be little time before the soldiers find her unless she leaves now. I cannot do this by myself, she says, and you cannot tell if she refers to the escape plan or to the unknown days ahead without Gengeru. She wipes her eyes. There is a sloping path that leads to a gate in the southwest reaches of Starkhaven. The gate is usually closed, but Gengeru arranged that it would be left open for us on this day. Go ahead of me to this southwestern gate and clear the way of enemies. If you will be my eyes, I will do the best I can to carry out my husband's wishes, though it pains me. Alright. I also need to finish exploring Starkhaven before I leave. Stacked lumber and timbers wait here for delivery to ships on the west side. Oh. Nothing else in this side, it seems. Just gotta explore the gate. Jump. Yep. And again, there goes my secrecy, but okay. I guess this is the gate, right? The sloping path climbs northwest to a gate that is usually closed. Isamu arrived at the gate, grateful for your help. Isamu stares at the open gate as if part of her wished it remained closed. My feet are heavy, stranger, but for Gengeru I would let them carry me from Starkhaven. I thank you for showing me the way safely here, and I have only one thing more to ask of you. Think not ill of me or of my husband. Each of us were born into our family's work, and the construction of the fleet was all we ever knew. Of course ships are made for war, but when such a fleet sits idle for so many years, is it so strange to believe it might always remain unused? So it was for our families, and for Gengeru, and for myself. Farewell, stranger. If you might somehow prevail against the song, know that Gengeru and Isamu celebrate with you. still don't have enough room. Ah, boy. Copper ring, vitality, finesse, resistance. What do I do? Yep, I don't have enough room for that either. What do I get rid of? I mean, some extra gold. It's really not gonna make such a big difference, I believe. Heroic precision. Oh my god, really? No, wait. I might have a use for heroic precision. So instead... Javelin skills, critical chance. I don't see myself using that one. Alright. We're gonna get the physical mastery. What do I destroy? What do I get rid of? Base morale multiplier, because yeah, why not? I have long out-leveled that one. Alright, there she goes. Is Amofleet Starkhaven for an uncertain future? I do hope that we get to see her again. And even in Geru, because that was awful. I really feel for them. I'm really curious, how far can we go on this path before we cannot longer continue ahead? Curious, but I hope you will bear with me. I'm guessing we must find an invisible wall at some point, especially because this area is bordering Narghâk, and I don't think the Depths would want us stumbling into this place by accident. Yeah, a gate. Even you can already start seeing some of the blighted trees. So maybe at some point this door will open and fully connect with Narghâk. Because yeah, I mean, just look at this place. It's right there. The question is, that would be really funny if you could also reach this door from the other side. If you by any chance end up stumbling upon this before reaching this point in the story and thinking, okay, well, this is where the map ends, and not knowing that this is not actually where the map ends, but there's a connection that you are not allowed to use just yet. I don't know, that sounds funny to me. Continue inspecting the shipyards. Okay, Western Central Scaffolding, Central Keep, Eastern Central Scaffolding, Southeast Forges, Southeast Frame, and Eastern Timber Assembly. Plenty of stuff to do in these two locations. I mean, this map looks to be huge the first time you step into it. And it's a respectable size. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as big as I thought. I mean, it's a very contained area nonetheless. You have one questing hub, another questing hub. The lighthouse maybe counts, but I think I would group the lighthouse and Starkhaven as one single thing. And then it seems the island, it's gonna be another one. And the island even has the stable master and everything. But yeah, still really curious to see how the leveling curve goes without using any XP boost or anything like that. How far can you really go before you reach a dead end? If there is a dead end, I don't know if there is. Okay, it seems... Jump. Thank you. What do we have in here? A great wooden scaffolding towers above the western side of the central shipyard. That on the horizon, I think it's the lighthouse, right? Makes sense, yeah, it's gotta be. Okay. Wait a second. Seems we are not supposed to leave this place as yet. It's... I thought we maybe didn't need to... I mean, like, we could access these other areas. But it seems this is the only entryway to this place. Makes sense. They wouldn't build a place this huge and not use it. The keep at Starkhaven is the heart of Khôltekh power in Sugni'dar. And there is a parchment in here. Parchment spread upon a table outside the central keep of Starkhaven paint a disturbing picture. You tell Cat if I am not one to be intimidated. I know the one he follows is just one man, and heirs of Castamere have been slain before. Who is to say the son of Balakhâd could escape that fate? If they think to oppose me, remind them of this. I possess the authority to open the Warway Gate. You may be too young to remember the last time it was opened. Count yourself fortunate. It stands behind the central keep of Starkhaven and is accessed by a wooden walkway. The Warway Gate holds back the flood, and when it is opened it allows water from Sugni'dar to spill through the channel, flooding all of forested Arakim to the south. My predecessor used it to control the water level of the lake when the season of the rain seemed to have no end. If they move against me, I will open the gate. I have already given the command to one of my trusted men who lives by the Plaza of the Lion. If anything happens to me, he will deliver the parchment with the command, and the Warway Gate will open. None will try it ever again, and Sugni'dar will move to the south, leaving their ships stranded and the Kintai forest underwater. Oh my god. No, these are the words of Utug-bûr, and he means everyone. Okay, we even need to explore behind the keep. Alright. Where is exactly that walkway? Wooden scaffolding closes the sky on the eastern side of the central shipyard. Okay. Where is the walkway then? I think it's gotta be this one. If I'm reading the map correctly. Yeah. There is no question, the opening of the Weirway Gate would be devastating. Judging from the location of the Weirway Gate, you determine that the words of Gondor are no bluff. Aragim lies to the south, and if the gate is open, the waters of Sugnidar will flow through the channel into the forest in a dangerous torrent. It seems clear to you that if it was the previous opening of the Weirway Gate that caused so much of Aragim to become the treacherous swampland it is today. Gondor entrusted a parchment containing the command to open the Weirway Gate to a trusted man living at the Plaza of the Lion. He must live somewhere nearby, perhaps to the southeast. It is time to knock on some doors. Alright. Well, at least... Alright, we hit level 160, so... Ehelnevi, Kothrau, the Folly of Nagaheri, and the treasure caves of Hurumkana, all that is available to us now. Thank God. Oh, what is this? Some essences. Acacia log. Carryall. Okay, garnets for the carryall as well. Tactical mitigation, I don't know. Okay. But I think, yeah, we hadn't checked this one out. Disciple of Swordplay, you have walked upon deadly roads through Middle-earth, actually. And... the other one, it's gotta be here. Apprentice of Swordplay, you have walked upon dark roads through Middle-earth as well. So yeah, there you go. Anyway. A door of interest. As you knock on the door, the man you seek returns home. You there, defy Master Gondor and die! You pry the letter containing Gondor's command from the man's fingers. And of course, we're gonna burn this one to the ground. The parchment containing Gondor's command burns quickly and is gone. You have saved the residents of Aragim from the devastation that could have been caused by the opening of the Weirway Gate, at least for now. You will need to find some way to oppose the song without endangering the peaceful Kintai of Sul-Marash, or any others who live in the lands through which Sugnidar would flood at Gondor's command. Alright. And as it stands, we are ready to continue our way. Okay, so the lion, that gives it away. The Plaza of the Lion. Alright. Gotta continue our exploration of Stark Haven. And it seems this is the way. Yeah, let him come. banner by the docks. What is it? The shell of a ship wants to be completed among its Finnish brethren. This one. And what is this one? Standing by a banner in view of a black-sailed orc ship and an orange-sailed Airsworn ship, you consider a means of turning the two crews against each other. If you attack the shipmates aboard one ship while claiming to be sent by those on the other, you will sow confusion among those who remain, and then you can do the same on the other ship. That is a great plan, you say to yourself. Alright, so that's gotta be the Airsworn, and that's gotta be the orc ship, right? I mean, I don't see the orcs using those snakes. But it seems that is the orc ship, for whatever reason. Ah, okay. No, what gives it away are the color of the sails, not the construction itself, because all ships are built equal. Oh my god, how many did I lure? Ah, the good old days, yeah. It's been a long time since Warden. I was able to do something like this on my Warden, so that damage increase coming with update 47 was very much needed. And now we do the same with the orcs in here. There we go. The crews of each ship are now alerted and distrustful of each other, making it more difficult for them to work together. Well done, you say to yourself, but your approval is short-lived. The fleet is much larger than these two and remains a danger to the coasts of Middle-earth. Well, one small victory, so one thing at a time. Empowered blades, Physical mastery. Yeah, but the thing with these ones is a word of craft with no set bonus. It's really a crutch that you really don't want to use. I mean, the set bonus gives you basically the same stats plus the set bonus, so there's no point really, unless for whatever reason you cannot get the tracers with the set bonus, and I don't see why you wouldn't. If you can get them at Rivendell really easy. We're almost done. The forges and the timber assembly. I think we should have enough time for those two. I thought we would have been done with the Song of Waves and Wind today, but it seems not. Maybe that was overly optimistic on my part. That usually happens. This looks to be like the forges, maybe? Anvils stand unused at the southeast forges. Are the crews already armed? Well, that is a very good question, but I don't know. And where is the timber assembly? Guessing it's this one. Yeah. Piles of timber stand idle on the eastern side of the shipyard. Your exploration at the shipyard at Starkhaven has revealed something troubling. Despite the hype of activity it must have been over the years, construction has now slowed tremendously. Many ships remain unfinished, and skeletal holds stand where they were begun. The Song of Waves and Wind has no need of further ships. The fleet is large enough already, and the threat it poses is very real. You and your friends must do something, or all of coastal Middle-earth is in danger. But we're getting there. We're getting there. What else do we got in here? More crafting. Yeah, I'm gonna need some crafting. Maybe even if there is a mailbox by our next destination, might be able to gear up a little bit before the next one. Banner by the bridge. All right. Standing by the banner, you know you will be very exposed when you seek to cross the bridge the Orcs constructed. You should be careful. When you have stepped onto the bridge and begun to cross, you should look for threats. Suknidar is filled with ships of the Song, but the fleet remains motionless. No one aboard the ship seems to have yet noticed your presence on the bridge. You should continue onward and think things over when you have reached the middle of the bridge. Still the ships of the Song remain where they are. Still the fleet fails to approach your position. Your mind wanders and you contemplate the island at the end of the bridge. Once this land was covered with short grasses and small shrubs, and herdsmen drove their flocks of grazing animals beside the steep hill on which was built the Citadel of Khôltekh. But that all changed with the coming of Narghâk and the Din of Stone. The drowning of the plains caused the vast lake of Suknidar, the Fearwater, to form, and the hilltop became an island. Years later, the Orcs constructed this bridge high above the old floor of the plains to provide access to the ruins. You wonder if they ever think of what the land must have been before their arrival, and decide they likely do not. You should continue onward and listen for anything out of the ordinary once you have reached the end of the bridge. You listen for any sign of danger, but aside from the whistling of the wind as it passes among the stones of Khôltekh high above, you hear nothing. You have crossed the long bridge without incident. The crews of the fleet are not expecting anyone to come so far into Suknidar. You resolve to make them pay for their oversight. Alrighty. And crafting. I'm gonna take hides once again because I think I'm gonna need plenty of those soon enough. And they have been really scarred so far. But we are almost there. So you just gotta follow the path, I guess, now. Is this gonna be the final confrontation with Nakási? I wonder. A high soldier. Maybe this is not the safe haven I thought it would be, but I mean, there's gonna be a milestone, there's gonna be a stable master. So why shouldn't this be like a safe place? we there yet? And this is a bridge. Okay. There was another bridge over there. Did I miss it? Oh yeah, no, this is not where we need to go. We need to cross the other bridge, actually. Silly me. Where's that other bridge then? I don't see it. Like, I mean, you were supposed to come from here, I guess, but... I don't see it. Or was it down below? Do we need to actually go down below? Oh. Yeah, navigating this place is tricky. The music. That sounds really menacing. Doesn't seem to be through here. Oh my god. What was the path that I was supposed to follow then? I don't know. Where exactly? Okay. Yeah, it seems I was just running around. There was no need for that. Ah, reflecting pool and everything. Okay. So yeah, you were not supposed to climb this, I guess. I saw a path and I thought, well, let's go through there, but that's not what you needed to do. Feel free to die anytime now. Yeah. Opal. No. But I'm getting close to the actual entrance to the place. I wanna see the actual entrance. So yeah, I saw the lamps and I thought, well, it's over there. But it wasn't. So yeah, this is a safe camp, a safe haven, but of course it needs to be hidden. Sigileth, oh my god. You have found Sigileth's encampment in the Fearwater. So, we need to complete... Well, there is a mailbox. Alright, so I might be able to gear up a little bit before continuing.
Welcome to Sugni-Dagh. I have taken this campsite from the soldiers who made it.
I don't know, maybe... I mean, this seems like a good place. If Sigileth talks to me, I will... If I read what Sigileth has to say, I will want to continue investigating, and we don't have enough time today, so... That's gonna be it But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.